another thing that why I treasure our friendship so much is because we're both CEOs of the home and a company, which a lot of people cannot appreciate.
No.
So sometimes you say the home base will wait because the office base has to excel and thrive.
Yes.
So how do you manage the two?
I don't know if I have a recipe
Mastered
for
that.
that. I don't know if I have a recipe for that. I don't think I master.
You don't think about it a lot. You just do it? I think that's what really happened
yes,
in my regard.
I navigate through it.
Right.
And sometimes I have to put things at priority, and sometimes I have to realize that yes, I'm a CEO, but we do have we don't want to be the business. You want to get to the point where you're not the business.
You're not doing the work in the business.
I am.
Right.
I don't mind if I was, and this is how I had to think of it, because right now I actually just finished my emerging leaders class from the SBA, which
congratulations! How long was that?
Oh my gosh, it felt like it was forever, but no offense, Orlando. but it was I think it was 12 weeks.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're saying you wanted to.
One of the things that I've learned with the class was, and I've always known it,
mm-hmm.
but it's one thing to know and another thing to realize, well, wait a minute, I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
You know,
put it into practice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A self-reflection. So I thought about it, and when I never wanted to be the business.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I had to start there, and then I had to learn to grow, and then I had to scale. But there are steps to that. So you have to find the right people, you have to find the right contract, you have to make the right connection.
Right.
And you grow.
Right.
But for the most part, I was the business. When I worked for the agencies and the municipalities I worked with, I was the employee.
Mm-hmm.
I did the job,
mm-hmm.
but I got a paycheck, and I did my job. Somebody else did this, and somebody else did that. So it was a team effort. But when I take the decision in my own business to be the marketing person, the drafter, the analytical person, the finance,
the HR,
and everything, then I am the business.
Right.
And I cheat my children from the time that they could have with their mother.
Right.
I didn't go into the business to cheat my girls.
Right.
I went into the business to allow us to have
flexibility.
The flexibility of it.
That's right.
So I had to think of it as me being an employee, but I am a CEO. So I supervise.
Right.
So you have something to do. The task is very defined, and I supervise what you do. I go over it. Do I have to stay later? Yeah, I did that at the county. Sometimes we had meetings, community meetings that, I think my year was the last year that they did that, but we would have community meeting that we would take to different municipalities on the unincorporated part of the county. And it would be 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and we would still be in that community meeting because there's so many things going on.
Right.
So many people who wants to have their voice heard, who wants to either go against it. And then the next morning I have to show up because there's a board of county commissioner meeting, and I still have to write that report. So technically there's no difference between me being part of the planning department for a particular agency, or me being the CEO of my company.
And for me, I always believed I got the flexibility of a stay-at-home mom, having my own business, meaning if there was a school event, I could schedule to be out to go to that field trip. And I loved that flexibility. But you're right. That may mean I got to catch up before the meeting the next morning as a CEO. But that part to me was the added value of going into business for yourself. But you do a lot more work. And you're right. I found when I was working for someone else, if I can send an email at 2 a.m. for someone else, I can send an email at 2 a.m. for myself. I totally get that.